I received a note that you refused to take a
Yeah,
drug
yes,
test.
yes, ma'am, because I feel like I've been the victim in this.
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
Good morning, you're Deanna Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Paul, this is your initial appearance in cause number 25, DCCR 1792. You're charged with a third-degree felony offense of stalking, and that's from October 3rd of 2020. Stand up. What's the matter?
Nothing. My allergies.
Okay. I test you this morning. You gonna have anything in your system?
No, ma'am, but I just sneezed back there.
Okay, let's double check it. Have a seat in the jury box, please. Ms. Paul, come up. So, Ms. Paul, I received a note that you refused to take a
Yeah,
drug
yes,
test.
yes, ma'am, because I leaned against the thing. I just finished sneezing back there, and I felt like I was being singled out. I know I have alcohol in my system
So
from the
here's,
night
so
before.
let me explain. If you don't test and let me see what is or is not in your system, then I'm going to assume that you're positive,
Okay,
and I will raise your bond for sure, and you'll go to jail.
okay.
So do you want to take the test and let me see what's in your
I
system?
don't have anything in my system besides alcohol.
Then go take the test.
I can't pee.
We're gonna give you some water.
I just had water.
Then you want me to go ahead and send you to jail?
I don't know. You haven't even finished running down my charges to me.
What?
Running down my charges to me.
What do you mean?
What I was here for, or if I'm gonna get a lawyer, and all that.
First things first is I'm ordering you to take a drug test. If you refuse the drug test, then you're refusing a court order, and I'll raise your bond and you'll go to jail. Then you'll have an attorney come visit you in jail and they'll go over all of the charges. If you want to take
So
your
I can
time,
bond out,
yeah, your bond's gonna be raised though.
but could I bond out today? That's what I'm asking, because I
You
have,
don't know what I'm gonna set your bond at
because I'm
yet.
trying to go to work.
Well, then you should probably take the drug test.
Let's try.
Because the more you refuse to do it, the more concern I have, and probably the higher your bond's gonna be.
I'm just worried about getting back to my kids and going back to work because
Then take the drug test. So either there's something in your system other
I
than
have something
alcohol.
in my system. I
Right.
said that.
You said you have alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not worried about that right now.
Maybe some weed.
Take the test. Let me see what's in your
It's
system.
weed.
Okay. I want to see what's in it. Take the test. And then we'll decide. Just because you test positive does not necessarily mean that I'm going to raise your bond, but we're going to have some discussions depending on what's in your system. So if you want any opportunity today to walk out that door instead of that door, go take the test. Otherwise, I'm raising your bond right now.
I can sit and see if I can pee.
Go try.
Judge,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
so he's saying that she has a problem, that she just smokes with them.
Okay, that's pretty much what she said. Justin Wallace with Mr. Lewis. Okay, so you've refused again.
I didn't refuse. I told them that I couldn't go. I
Well-
didn't refuse for the sake.
I'm just, there's no way that after a couple hours you can't go a little bit. So I'm gonna find Miss Paul, based on your, number one, that you told me that you smoke marijuana. You told the man in the back, the drug tester, that you smoke daily. And that you used alcohol also yesterday, which alcohol's, I'm not
Yes, ma'am.
so worried about unless you're driving, but obviously using marijuana is a violation of the law, which means it's a violation of your bond conditions.
Okay.
And
Look
so,
at,
probable cause affidavit, give me just a minute to get you more information about you and your case, and then I'll decide what to set your new bond at.
Miss West. Can I say, I know that I'm going to jail today, that's
Mhm.
fine, but I feel like I've been the victim in this and I have the proof. I'm just overwhelmed at this point with the whole situation,
Well,
because the girl is still harassing me.
have you called the cops?
No, but I have the proof of her going to my job recently. Letters from my job and her job.
All right, just hold on. You're gonna need to tell all that to a lawyer. That's. You still have that assault down the hall pending?
I have to go to that courtroom for the same person.
All right, so based on the limited information that I have, I'm going to again find that you violated the conditions of your bond and in cause number 25 DCCR 1752, raise that bond to $35,000. A condition of that bond, if you make it, is that you have to have a drug patch put on within 24 hours of your release from custody.
Okay,
And obviously, if you get out soon, I'm going to assume that that drug patch will initially be positive,
okay,
but it should be going down. So
okay,
it doesn't just test whether you're positive or negative, it gives me an amount.
okay.
And if it's not going down, then that bond's gonna go up even higher. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't get the drug patch changed every 2 weeks like you're supposed to, some people say, oh, it fell off, and they don't just fall off, okay? So you need to make sure you have it on at all times, get it tested when you're supposed to, if you
Okay.
make that bond. Go back with the bailiff.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there. The video shows a courtroom hearing where a woman appears before Judge West for an initial appearance on a felony stalking charge. From the start, she refuses a drug test, claiming she feels she is being treated unfairly and that she is the victim in the situation. The judge and court staff explain that if she refuses the test, it will be treated as a violation and could lead to a higher bond or even jail time. She struggles with taking the drug test, saying she cannot provide a sample, and repeatedly trying to explain her side. However, the court makes it clear that refusing a court-ordered drug test is serious and will have consequences. During the hearing, she also admits to having alcohol in her system and later suggests marijuana use, which raises further concern. The judge explains that her bond conditions are being violated, especially because of the drug-related issues. As a result, her bond is increased to $35,000. And she is ordered to have a drug monitoring patch placed on her within 24 hours if she is released. The judge warns that the patch will be monitored regularly, and if drug levels do not decrease, or if she fails to comply with conditions, her bond could be increased further. The woman becomes emotional and insists she is overwhelmed and being harassed by another person, claiming she has proof and reports related to the harassment. However, the judge tells her that those matters should be discussed with her lawyer. In the end, the court upholds the decision, raises her bond, and sets strict conditions